Hey guys, so today we have a video. Hi, Instagram, Twitter, follow me on there. Second channel in description. Some exciting stuff happening on there pretty soon. Now that that's been presented to you, let's get into the tea that we have planned for today. I don't know how many stories we're gonna get through today. Maybe it'll just be the one. If it's not just the one, it'll be more than one. So today we're talking about Tana Mongeau. So Tana Mongeau is a YouTuber, a MTV personality, a Instagram girl, ex-wife of Jake Paul. She's gone through her fair share of, scandals that she has come out good on the other side of. Like, she hasn't ever really been held accountable for anything that she's done, including an Idubbbz situation that I'll talk about, Kenza Cosmetics. Anything that she's really done, she's pretty much slipped through the cracks because, well, not slipped through cracks, I think people just don't really expect much from her. Matter of fact is we don't really have high standards for Tana Mongeau, so when she messes up, we're just kind of like, sounds about right. But then when other people mess up, we hold them to a much higher standard because we expect more from them. So let's start from the start. One of her first, scandals that no one really talked about. So was it a scandal? No, but was it a shitty thing to do? Was when she filmed a dead man along with Shannon Rose, I think her name is. So they went out to the beach, they vlogged their day, and then they opened one of the toilet cubicles, and there was a man laying there who had overdosed on something, and they filmed him without censoring anything, I'm pretty sure, and no one made a big fuss because no one really cared about Tana Mongeau back then. It was around the times of her beginnings of YouTube, so no one really cared. But then when Logan Paul did it, he was slaughtered by everyone and he had to really take his time to rebuild his career. Whereas when she did it, everyone was just kind of even after people found out, when it kind of hit the rest of the internet, later on in her career, no one really cared. Everyone was just kind of yeah, that sounds like something she'd do. So that was her first thing. Then she had her tour, which Idubbbz bought a ticket to, and he went, and he wanted her to say the N-word. He wrapped his arm around her and he said, say N-word, and she explained the story one way, right? So he kind of baited her. She filmed a video where she was like, I've been attacked, he held me hostage, he had me in a chokehold, and then the video of him going came up because she didn't actually know who he was, and then he filmed the content cop. Yeah, Tana Mongeau survived a content cop. Can we just talk about that for a second? Wow. So he then releases the footage in the content cop where he puts side by side what she said that he did to her and then what he actually did to her. And it looked, like a completely different scenario. She was like, he had me in a chokehold. I was terrified. When in reality, when he said it, she kind of laughed and just walked away. But she made it sound like he actually had held her in a chokehold. So then he actually says, that she had a go at him for saying the N-word in videos and stuff like that. So that's kind of the thing that he did. And then he posted videos of her saying N-word with a hard R at her friend Amari, at other black people, just in general, just saying the N-word with a hard R at people. And those were from when she was, a little bit younger. I'm assuming 16, 17. She had started her channel when she was 17, 18-ish. So that was a thing that happened. And then she genuinely just thought she wouldn't get back up from that. She made an apology video. Well, no. First, she filmed a Snapchat story where she was like, oh, I genuinely just thought that the N-word was a cool thing to call your homies. And I just heard it in rap songs. And everyone calls their friends that. Yeah, they use the A at the end, not the hard R. No one, not a single black person, walks up to their friend and calls them the N-word with a hard R. And it's not in any songs either. No one in rap songs does it either. So that was a lie. Anyway, so she films that and no one's happy. So then she films an actual apology where she's like, I messed up. I, did a bad thing. And everyone believes her because everyone's like, wow, Tana, you did it. Great. But then it all goes silent, essentially. No one cares. Then she's got her own scandals. Then she's got the Kenza Cosmetics scam where I think it was her, Gabby Hanna, Gabby DiMartino, I believe as well. They all sold those Kenza Cosmetics brushes. Let's not even talk about it anymore because I don't want to, but we know how that ended. Anyway, so then she did that, but then once again, no one cared because we've got the lowest of expectations for her. And now Kahlen, who actually took part in a collab channel that she had with other people. It was called Trash. It was her, Kahlen, Anna Campbell, Aaron, and a few other people. It was supposed to be kind of the O2L vibe kind of thing where everyone's got a separate day and they post on that day, and I think it got to 300k subs and then it all basically just fell apart. So Kahlen, one of the members of Trash, actually recently came out with a video where he explains the situation with Tana Mongeau and he goes over certain things that she's done. When it came to obviously now the Black Lives Matter movement, he saw a lot of people talking about other people and just kind of putting their perspective out there, and this this is what inspired him, I guess, to make this video. It's also a fundraiser, so if you guys want to go over there and watch, obviously won't go over every single thing he said, so if you guys want to just see the full video, and maybe even donate if you want to, then that's happening. The video that he filmed will be in the description, so you guys can obviously go check that out. But when all the protests started, when people started, you know, hashtagging Black Lives Matter on Twitter and Instagram, people were kind of getting angry because Tana Mongeau just was not posting anything. Like, she was posting her nudes, she was posting, you know, pictures on Instagram, but like no Black Lives Matter to be heard. So he goes, "Dear Tana Mongeau, in the past we've had issues when it comes to the topic of race, particularly about your usage of the N-word and my feelings regarding it. You made me feel as a black person invalidated, and I never felt as a friend. I could tell you about the things that hurt me without it being spun back onto me. You have since apologized publicly on your platform and claimed that you are a better person. I want to believe that, and that is why I'm calling you to demonstrate that during this time. You have taken days to respond to the current state of events in the world regarding Black Lives Matter. The post that you have made was simply retweets or reposts of things other people have created. You have a huge platform. Millions of people from every race look up to you and love you. You have a lot of power, and that is why it's scary for me to even be making this post. However, despite not talking to you for a long time, I would like to believe you have grown and that you will take this criticism for its intention and do better. Please use your platform to make a sincere contribution to the Black Lives Matter movement, and if you have questions or are afraid to say the wrong thing, ask with sincere intentions, Kahlen Barry." So he says that he put that tweet out, but you know, crickets. She then started like posting about stuff, but it was, you know, days after. So then he talks about the fact that he basically is making this video to hold her accountable for the things that she has done and the things that she has technically apologized for them, but then behind the scenes was still behaving in a similar way, or like wasn't actually apologetic. So he spoke about the trash collab, that he was not paid for it. No one was being paid for doing that trash collab, and in reality, like they should have been paid. Don't know why no one was paid when they were getting views on their own videos. But her and Jordan were like working together at that point, so just as a context thing. Then the Tana versus Idubbbz thing happened, and she gave, you know, a lot of excuses, and then Kahlen posted a picture with Tana Mongeau to like support her publicly, and everyone had a go at him, and even Idubbbz's fans came at him and called him like racial slurs and racial insults, and there was just a lot of name calling, so he took the picture down. Well, he took it down later on because Tana Mongeau had publicly apologized, but then behind the scenes she wouldn't really hold herself accountable. She also, like, when the tour thing happened with Idubbbz, she essentially said that she didn't know what the N-word was, she was ignorant, she didn't like learn about it in school, everyone in Vegas said it, and he kind of believed her because he was like, you know, here's my friend telling me something, I'm gonna believe her. And then the Idubbbz video came out, and all the clips of her saying, you know, everything came out, and Idubbbz really went in on her. So then Kahlen was kind of confused as to why like she would lie to him like that, and he just felt really used, so he took the picture down and he called viewers to talk on Skype. It was like a few viewers. There was even a comment left on the video that Kahlen posted about one of the viewers that was in that Skype call, and Tana then heard that he was Skyping with some viewers and venting about her behavior behind the scenes. She was obviously not happy with that, so she called him and started shouting at him, and then at the end of the phone call she seems to have calmed down, and she was kind of, you know, saying like I love you and all of that stuff, and he thought everything was fine. And then he found out from another member of Trash that she had told them that he was doing this on YouNow, which is a live stream platform, which is obviously a big difference, because Skype with a few viewers versus YouNow where like a lot of people can watch it. Bit of a difference. And she was like, she knew that the viewers were in the Skype call, so when she was shouting at him, she knew that they were there and that they were listening to it. And then when he actually brought up the N-word fiasco, she actually said that she can't be racist because she's got hashtag Black Lives Matter in her Twitter, and then she's got a black friend as well, so she can't be racist. And he was like, yeah, whatever. So then he basically just said that the apology video made it sound like she was genuinely apologetic and she understood that she messed up and did the wrong thing, whereas behind the scenes she would make a lot of excuses, and she would basically just go back on that and basically just say, oh, like I don't think what I did was wrong, I was ignorant, blah blah. Like she basically just said one thing to the public and one thing behind the scenes. So then he speaks about microaggression, which is like I guess a simple definition would be where it's not outright racism, like calling someone slurs and stuff, but it is treating someone differently because of their race and making them feel worse because of their race. But then a lot of time with microaggression, what's very difficult is it's so subtle that if you try to call it out, you'll look like the bad guy. Like, do you know what I mean? It's kind of like that, like, petty, subtle digs at someone because of their race, rather than like outright calling them a slur or something. But it's still just as hurtful. Well, not just as hurtful, but it's still very hurtful, and it happens a lot more than just someone throwing slurs around. Like in workplaces, a lot of the time there will be a lot of microaggression where someone will be treated as, like, for example, a black person will be treated as the aggressive one. That's microaggression. Like they'll be like, oh, calm down, no need to shout at me. Like that's essentially what it is. So he speaks about microaggression that he experienced with Tana Mongeau. So he was always the angry black person, which is what I said. And he said that he didn't really understand why he was made out to be this angry person because he was live streaming on YouNow when he wasn't. And it can be confirmed with the fact that she actually followed all the viewers that were in that Skype call. So it's just strange. Anyway, so she actually told people in Trash that it was YouNow, and then that all came back to him. And then she was telling other YouTubers as well that he was chatting shit about her on YouNow. So now he's got like this bad rep amongst other YouTubers that he's obviously trying to like befriend and stuff. So it's just a bad situation. Anyway, she never apologized or admitted that she lied. So then Playlist Live comes around and she's going around and telling everyone about that Skype and YouNow thing. So she's saying how she'll never forgive him, but then whenever she would see him in Playlist Live, she would be like, oh my god, hi, I love you, I take a bullet for you, I would die for you. But then she'd go around and be like, I will never forgive Kahlen for going on YouNow and talking about me. So it was just such a two-faced situation. That's what Tana Mongeau screams to me. She screams two-faced. Like one of those girls that will call you babe and be like, oh my god, I love you so much, you're the sweetest, I love you so much, like after the first time of meeting you, and then she'll like go and stab you in the back 2 seconds later. Anyway, so there was a playlist party, which is like a creator party. It happens at every single event where if you're a featured creator of that event, you'll get invited to after parties with like alcohol and stuff, and everyone just kind of gets to like network and mingle and whatever people do at parties. And he wasn't invited because they all went without him, and then he didn't have an invite, so he just went back to the hotel room. And Tana Mongeau told everyone that he got arrested. Right, okay, the one black guy happened to get arrested. Okay, Tana. That's because apparently, right, so like one of Tana Mongeau's friends met him in the lobby and was like, oh my god, I thought you were arrested, are you okay? And apparently Tana Mongeau's going around telling everyone that he got arrested because apparently she got a message from Jordan saying that the police is here, which is even worse because the moment she heard that the police was here, she assumed that the one black guy was being arrested. Okay, so then they kind of stopped talking and he was kind of scared to come out and publicly say what was happening because obviously she's got a huge platform at that point. She's got like huge fans. It's kind of scary, right, to come out and just be like, oh, this person is not a great person. And Tana, Aaron and Amari did a mukbang where they were speaking about the YouNow life thing again to like 400,000 people, and she actually said she hates him as a joke, but like she probably does. So then he talks about the fact that he never really thought that Tana Mongeau was racist because she did have a black best friend, and he kind of assumed that, you know, oh, how can she be racist when she does have a black best friend? So he was kind of conflicted on the feelings that he had towards Tana Mongeau. Like, is she racist? Is she not? Like, she is treating me a little bit differently. Then he obviously remembered that she did call Amari the N-word with a hard R on video. So like, how does she actually respect Amari? Or is he just there because he kind of is a yes man and he accepts the things that she does, so she just kind of keeps him around because she's known him for ages? I don't know. So then he actually talks about Simply Nessa, which that was a whole situation a few years ago. There was a lot of beef between Simply Nessa and Tana Mongeau, and Tana Mongeau would basically just call her crazy and be like, yeah, she's the craziest YouTuber. She makes, you know, she creates so many problems and issues. So he actually, first of all, he backed Tana because when he heard all of this, he believed Tana because he was friends with her. But then things started to really just add up. So the first time he met Tana and Jordan actually said how much he doesn't like Nessa and how much, you know, how awful she is, whatever. And that's because and there was a situation where Simply Nessa called Aaron a social climber, which now Kahlen does agree with. So yeah, she did that, and that was a whole situation. And they actually also spoke about her mental illnesses. Like, he was like, she's psychotic, she's, you know, this, she's that. And he was basically like, even if all of this was true, you don't tell random YouTubers about another YouTuber's mental illnesses. That's just not what you do. And Jordan apparently did that to Kahlen when he was trying to say how much, you know, he hates Nessa. He would be like, yeah, she's psychotic, she's like crazy. Which once again, it's like, you know, the two black people are being called crazy and aggressive and angry, and then all the rest of them are these like perfect people that are not aggressive. And yeah, so it was just such a, yeah, it was just a weird situation. So then they were all under one network. All of the trash squad, trash people, were all on the same network. So if you guys don't know, if you're partnered with YouTube and you get paid through YouTube, there is roughly always the same time that you get paid. It's around like the 24th to 26th of every month. But if you're joined to a network, they get paid by YouTube, and then they kind of give those funds to you a little bit later on. So there's always a date that you have like agreed on that you guys make the payment happen. So they were all on the same network, and everyone from the network got paid. So all of the trash people got paid, except for Kahlen. And Kahlen, you know, goes to Jordan. He's like, hey, my payment didn't come through. He asked around. He was like, hey guys, did your payment come through? And everyone else is dead. So he goes to Jordan. He's like, hey, didn't get paid. And he needed the money because he obviously needed to go back from Playlist Live. And Jordan's like, oh, you must have just given me the wrong like bank account details. It must have gone through. And then he's like, no, it didn't. I want my money. And he kept on like, you know, reminding him that like he needs to get paid. And then Jordan basically turned to him and was like, oh, you're just as bad as Nessa, in front of all these YouTubers, when he's already badmouthed Nessa to all of these YouTubers. And then for him to turn on to Kahlen and in front of everyone go, you're just as bad as Nessa, after calling her psychotic and stuff. What does that make Kahlen look like? Also makes him look psychotic, right? So once again, just making other people believe things about Kahlen and Nessa that aren't true. So then the money randomly comes through, and when he asked Jordan about it, Jordan was like, oh, I think you gave me the wrong bank details. And Kahlen was like, I don't think I did, because the bank details are already like put in at the start. So like if he was already getting paid for a few months, the bank details wouldn't have been changed, it would have been the same. So that was the situation. So that's kind of what happened with Tana Mongeau and Kahlen, and that's all now coming out, which is crazy. Yeah, Tana's not been the most like family friendly, non-scandalous, non-problematic YouTuber, but I feel like everyone gets over it because she is expected to be problematic. And I feel like even this, everyone will just be like, oh yeah, this is just what Tana does, and they will all forgive her. So yeah, okay, now let's get into some more tea potentially. Okay, so we have a few stories that are like smaller that I just want to put in here because I have no other video to put them into that it's in the next few days. People are calling out Alex Wasabi for his Black Lives Matter picture. So he posted the arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor. So then under that, in the caption, he says, comment letter by letter, arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor without interruption for a DM, follow, like, / respect. That's what those like Instagram accounts do when they want more engagement and they want their pictures to be pushed out to more people. They're like, hey, spell out your favorite color without being disrupted, letter by letter. Wow. Okay, so here's promo for Alex Wasabi using the Black Lives Matter movement. And also interruption for a DM, follow, like, and respect. Wow, you spelled out arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor without being interrupted. I respect you. I don't know what goes on in people's heads. Like, I genuinely just want to know what these people think when they post these things. Like, what went through your head, Alex, to post that and be like, yep, this is the caption I want to go with, guys. And then actually a smaller makeup YouTuber, I was sent this and I just recently found her channel and I thought, you know, she's great. So it was kind of funny that someone sent it to me. Julia, I can't ever pronounce her surname. I think it's Mazzucato, tweeted out saying, currently thinking about how when 17-year-old at the time Emma Chamberlain joked about sometimes not showering, the internet mercilessly roasted her. But when a 30-year-old male millionaire made a lack of hygiene into a personality trait, it was funny and relatable. And that's on misogyny. Next, Amanda actually tweeted out saying that Michael Weist, who is putting on TanaCon 2, that's now been confirmed. So Michael Weist is putting on TanaCon 2 without Tana Mongeau. He like trademarked that and he made an Instagram account for TanaCon, except Tana Mongeau is not taking part in TanaCon. Okay, has started a membership app, Juice, through his company Juice Crate. Doesn't tell you are signing up for a 3-day free trial until after you make the account. Then it's $14.99 a month, and that's on scam. That will just be my response to absolutely everything now. This is crazy. I hate, you know, sometimes right, those like apps that you buy that are like 7-day trial and then it's £50 a month and then when like you can't cancel it because it's just, yeah, great. So then do you guys remember Amanda Steele? She was like this beauty guru type person. It's when I was into all the like American beauty gurus like Bethany Motta and My Life as Ava and RCL Beauty 101. Yeah, Amanda Steele was one of them lot. And Brie tweeted out saying, at my first BeautyCon, I remember when Amanda Steele asked me to hold her jacket and phone. I thought it was a girl thing and she had to run to the bathroom, but she ended up talking to her other white YouTube friends for 30 minutes. So she just stood there with her phone and her jacket while she had a conversation with other people, basically treating her like a servant at the event. Like, oh, you're just staff. Hold on to this for a second while I'll go have a chat. So then Amanda Steele replies to that, well, quote retweets that and says, hi Brie, I just sent you a DM. This is heartbreaking to hear and sounds very out of character for me. Who says that about themselves? It's either you did it or you didn't. That sounds very out of character for me. Why am I finding everything so funny today? I just don't think that's what you say about yourself. It's what you say about defending someone else. Like, oh, I don't think they do that. That's very out of character for them. It's like what you say when you weren't there, but you want to defend the person. Not what you say about yourself, about a situation that you were involved in. Oh, that sounds very out of character for me. Did you hallucinate throughout the whole thing. This really isn't something that I would do, but I am sorry that that happened to you. What? You mean I'm so sorry that I did that to you? Oh, I would never do that, but I'm sorry that happened to you. Anyway, I would love to talk privately to hear your perspective of how you held my jacket and my phone while I talked to other people, and clear up any miscommunication about how I asked you to hold my phone and my jacket while I talked to other people. XX. These beauty gurus just cannot apologize for shit. For shit. Anyway, and then Loie Lane actually tweeted out saying that Brie is my dear friend and sister and I've known her for years. She would never tell a story that didn't happen first off, and she would never name a name unless she was sure. The fact that the other party is liking tweets insinuating that she's lying is so gross. Yeah. And then Amanda Steele actually tweets out saying, I am so shy around other creators at these events. I don't know why I would ever ask a stranger to hold my things for me. I have my manager or mum with me always for those things. Guys, I would never tell a stranger to hold onto my Gucci jacket. Are you kidding me? That's what I have a manager for. I don't let peasants hold my jacket. I'm sorry. Ew. These beauty gurus, I swear. Okay, I'm really sad to hear this. It is so not like me in every way. I just want to talk and listen to her. And then someone replies to that and says, you know this isn't an apology, right? And then she quote retweets that and says, unfortunately, I haven't got a response from her to hear the whole story. I do want to take responsibility for a way I mistreated someone, but knowing myself, my beliefs, and character, I can't see myself doing this to someone unless they're on my payroll. If I could hear more of that story, I can understand why. That was funny. Anyway, so the last story for today is Madison Beer. So Madison Beer is very adamant on the fact that she gets no plastic surgery done and no cosmetic procedures. So she doesn't have fillers anywhere. She apparently dissolved her lip fillers years ago, and she is just a natural gal that looks great. And here she is with Cindy, another beautiful Instagram gal, at a plastic surgeon's office. And then Madison Beer does the iconic look, and then she hides behind a bush, and then she hides further behind the bush. If you weren't guilty, you wouldn't hide behind the bush. If you were just there with your friend, you'd be like, lol, yeah, I was there with a friend. Why would you stand there, look, and then hide behind a bush if you had nothing to hide? A bit sus if you ask me. But you know, if she claims that she's all natural, that's fine. I'm not gonna force her to come out and tell us what she's had done where. Like, the thing is, she doesn't owe us to start the conversation. Like, if she gets something done and she doesn't want to bring that up, fantastic. But if people start asking, like, hey, your lips look a little different. Have you had anything done? And you go, no, that's a blatant lie. Now you're lying to your young audience, telling them that you look like this naturally. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, anything, comment down below, and subscribe because I post videos every time something happens. So hit that bell. You'll be notified when that's happening. Social media links and second channel in the description. I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.